Hey everybody, Maisha here. I'm back. I'm going to do a video on the unboxing that I did for Potomac Beads. I did an unboxing where I got a seed bead storage, I got some Zuli beads, I got some brick beads, and then I also got some Potomac pearls. And in that box, Potomac Bead sent me a free treasure edition box, and so I want to make something special out of that, something pretty. I think this box was probably over a year old or something like that, but it really has some pretty beads in it that I want to do some good work on. So maybe I can come up with something sweet, something special, something inspiring. So stick with me. Oh, by the way, before I get started, by the end of the video, if you like it, please like the video and please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. See you in a minute.
Okay, so I'm back here and I wanted to get some ideas out of my head and onto the mat. So I played around with the beads for a little while. I've been playing around with them. And so what I'm going to do then is show you what I was able to come up with. I'm not going to do tutorials on all this stuff, but kind of give you some ideas on how I'm working through the ideas in my head. So this is one I used with the wire that came in the box. The 7-strand wire from Potomac Beads. I use this. To me, it's a little stiff. You know, it's stiffer than I would prefer. But I went ahead and I made this bracelet out of it. I think if I had used like a 49 strand, it would be a little more flowy. It's a little stiff in my opinion, but but I think the pattern and design of it is really cute. So I was able to come up with a really cute pattern where I just took, you know, the strand, folded the strand in half, used the seed beads that came in the box to create this loop, and then used this 2-hole bead. What's this one called? I can't remember all the time. This is the 2-hole Bebo bead. Use that bead to close this loop off and then start my pattern on this one. It's really cute. And then I closed it off with the brick beads that I got in the box. I used some copper crimps there. That was very, very difficult to do. The crimps right there are very hard, but I used it to make this button so that I could clasp it. So it came out really well in my opinion. It's a little more stiff than I would like. Of course, it's not difficult to get over the button. It is when you're on camera, of course, but outside of that, it's pretty easy to get over the button. But if I were to do it again, I would use something more flowy. Oh, I got this twisted up. That's what I'm saying. It's not very flowy in my opinion, but I think the style is really cute. Okay, really cute. Cute little everyday bracelet, except for the colors, right? So I played around with the lucite flowers. I think this one came out really cute. Took the, is this Athena cast? Let's see, my little Athena cast butterfly charm. Made a little head pin with this one, you know, with the loop on the bottom. Added one of the Athena, the Potomac crystals. And then just kind of wire wrapped the lucite flower and then made a loop for me to put an ear wire in. So I'll do that again for this one. And the way that I wire wrapped it on the back, I kind of made it a herringbone wrap on the back so that the flower stays in the front. And if you want to see that, I can do a video on that. Played around with these leaves. I don't usually use leaves in design. I really need to do better. But I played around with these leaves. This one is actually really cute. I've got to finish it off with like a chain. Let me show you how it looks on this. Again, using the let me get this straight. Potomac Bead strand. This is a little crooked right now. Trying to get it. I haven't finished it off, but this is basically what it's gonna look like on. It's actually very cute, and it'll have a little more drape. Uh-oh. It'll have a little more drape when I'm done, but it's actually very cute. Okay, so that's that. This is inspiration for you. And then this one, I'm just gonna do with you. I'm not gonna do this. This is a bracelet that I started a necklace that I started working on. I didn't do any bracelets. And I kind of like mapped out the design a little bit. Made this little bar with the lucite flowers. And then I'm trying to map out what the chain will look like, right? Trying to decide how long and all of that here. And I'm considering, I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't thought it all the way through, but I'm considering putting some links in here. But the thing is that I'm trying to think about, which is why it's still undone, because I take my time to figure this out. It's a little shiny. So if you could see, I have a lot of the silver wire in here, which is made, these links are made with the 20 gauge wire. And I used my one-step looper to make these, and I can show you how I did that. But I feel like it's a little shiny. So I'm trying to decide if I want to, you know, add color up here so that it's not so shiny. Add links, which I don't know if I want to add links, or like add additional jump rings that might have like a different color. So I'm still thinking this one through, okay? But so far, I really like the bar. It's a really cute bar, and then I really like these beads with it. Okay, so that's a thought. This is the one I was able to actually completely finish. So I'm gonna show you how to do this one. So these are the links that came in the box, right? Teardrops. So let me get some wire here. I had a piece of wire and I think I lost it. Where'd the wire go? Let me find my wire. Okay, so I'm gonna use 26 gauge because I don't have any 28. So I'm gonna use this 26 gauge wire. It's really thin and it's good for, you know, wrapping. And I'm not measuring. I usually don't measure too much. I'm sorry about that, folks. I should do better. But what I do is I save everything. I don't really throw my wire away unless it's really small and I can't use it to make head pins. But that's usually what I'll use the excess wire for. So I'll use it for like head pins. But let's see, this is about, I would say this is about 30 inches long. And then the way that I did it here was, let me see how I did this wire coming through. I did it this way. I know somebody else might do it another way, but this is the way I fed my wire through. I fed it through going this way and over. And then I did on this one, I did about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 wraps around. That's 2. I'm sure wire wrappers are probably yelling at me for doing something wrong here, but that's okay. I'm doing it my way, okay? It's gonna be secure and it's gonna be cute. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna move this wire off to the side. I'm just gonna move it off to the side because I'm gonna eventually have to get that out of there. Okay, so now I'm gonna start with one of the green. Let me move this out of the way. You're wondering how I did this bar? I did the bar by just wrapping it onto a 16 gauge or 18 gauge wire. Just wrapped it on so that they'll all face in the same direction. Okay. Starting off with a green bicone, 4mm. It's hard to do it under this camera and this light. And I put the first one on the top part of the ring. Kind of bend this wire down and then wrap it inside and over. And I only did 3 in the inside. Uh-oh. I want it to lay a little flatter, just a little bit. So in order for me to lay it a little flatter, then I kind of like bring the wire on this side up higher, and then I finish it off. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and this is 26 gauge, so it's a thin wire, but it's a little bit thicker, so it's not too, it's pretty sturdy, so it's not like really flimsy or anything like that. Okay, all I'm doing is straightening out my bicone, but I'm trying to be very cautious because I don't want to crack my crystal. Now I'm going to alternate it with the white one. Then we're going to go back to the 3 wraps. Okay. I'm lifting it up so that it has like a little base to sit on. Then I'm taking it down like that on the side, and then I'm wrapping it around. And when I say like that, I mean kind of making it stand up by using my fingernail to pinch close to the bead. Okay. All right, so now we have 2. Then I'm going to alternate with another green one. Okay, that one's already kind of sitting up a little bit. Make this one sit up a little, and then wrap it. 1, 2, and 3. Why did I call that white? It's not white, that's clear. You feel a little weird when you're, number one, talking to yourself, or it feels like you're talking to yourself, wondering if anybody is ever listening to you anyway on your video, and then just like, you feel like you're just like going crazy in here talking to yourself. Hopefully you all are listening. If you're listening, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, come back to see me. So one of these days I'll do a live, and I would hope that you all would come to the live and see me and talk to me in there. That would be fun. Okay. So now I'm getting close to the bottom, right? So I need to do another green bicone. Remember, 3 wraps between each bicone. This is easy, so if we have any beginners here, this is perfect just for you. Okay, got my green on. Got that bad boy sitting up real good. We got 1, okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we're at the very bottom, and I kind of switched it up a little, right? We're a little shiny, which is great, love the shine. But let's add a little of that, the other green. It has a more matte color on it. Breaks up the shine a little bit, breaks up the texture a little bit, has a little length to it, right? Isn't that cute? All right, so let's get that sitting up on this side. Okay, we're gonna make it sit up a little bit. We're gonna give him a little leg on that side, right? So that he wants to sit up flush, or she. I don't know if you guys can hear Ginger back there snoring, but she is going to town. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this other side because it's just repetitive. Finish the other side and come right back. Okay, so I finished doing all of the wrapping. Now what I want to do is I want to tighten up this wire. So basically, protecting the crystal, I just kind of tug on this wire, and I'm going to tug on it until it breaks. Okay? Once it breaks, I know that I've got it nice and tight. So I'm just tugging on it, pulling on it. It's got some tightening to do, obviously, because it hasn't broken yet. Once it breaks, it'll be on the inside, and then there it goes. And then I can just tighten it down. Okay. Okay, so now that side's tight. Now on this side, I did my 5 wraps on that side. I'm turning it over, and then I'm going to tighten it here. I'm going to tighten it until it breaks. Protect that crystal. All I'm doing is like pulling it, like twisting my wrist with it. Make sure I'm tight. I'm getting it tight. And now, just tighten it down. Okay, now I have this. Okay. So what I did next was, here's a scrap piece here. See, I don't waste anything. This is 22 gauge artistic wire from Bead Along, 22 gauge, tarnish resistant. And now I'm going to create a head pin. That little piece I won't keep, of course. After making it flush so it doesn't hurt anybody, I'm going to make a head pin. So I'm just going to twist. I'm only going to do it twice around. 1, 2. Making sure that as I twist, the wire goes beneath my starting wire. Once I get back to my start, I turn it straight up. I take this wire and take it through the hole. Pull it through a little bit, right? Then I get my nylon jaw pliers. Oh boy, here comes somebody coming home to interrupt me. And then I pull. Take it off. And then I make sure to make it into a ball and making sure that that piece that is short is not in the way. I hear somebody. Why am I whispering? Okay. Now, nylon jaw pliers will always straighten it out for you. What was once wrinkly is now straight. Put it on my head pin that I made. Look at that. Straighten it out. Now I'm going to do a wire wrapped loop. So I'm going to take my bent pliers, holding right above the bead. I turn backwards. I know a lot of people go towards them, but I don't know. For some reason, it's not comfortable to me, so I go backwards. Then I put it on my pliers right underneath that bend, making sure that it is also straight. And then I turn it over. That's when I turn it towards me. Flip my hand. Take this wire behind that one. And mine has always got a gooseneck. So I just turn it a little bit. Look at that, it's flush. Okay, now taking my bent nose pliers, I then wrap around the neck. Neat wrap. And then I cut it off flush. I'm getting too close to my bead, which is why I can't get it. Oh, trouble. And then I'm going to tuck that in. Make sure my loop is straight. Making sure everything is neat that's gonna go in there. No, it's crooked. I don't like it crooked. No. It's just my little head pin at the bottom that makes it look crooked to me. I'm gonna take 2 jump rings. I think I put 2 jump rings. Let me see. Yeah. 2 jump rings. Okay. These are size 2, I believe. Size 2 jump rings. You can do whatever size you want. Make sure that's not too big because you want to have enough space around the sides and the bottom of your bead. So that's why I use this number 2. And then I'm gonna loop it onto that. Put it on here. Put it on here. I do have to fix that other jump ring because it's not completely closed. So when I look at it, well, it is closed, but it just has a little overlap there, which I don't really like. So I'm gonna twist to open and then close again. And now it's completely closed. That's how it looks. Now we're gonna do that ear wire. So for the ear wire, I'm using 20 gauge. This is a scrap piece. And I know I should have done my ear wires together, but I wanted to do it on camera. So that's about, I don't know, 2 inches. And so the way that I'm going to do this bottom piece, is I want it to be consistent, is I'm going to use my 3.0 one-step looper. I'm going to put the end of my piece slightly past the end, so that little tiny bit will get cut off. And I'm going to close it tiny bit so that it's flush inside. And I'm going to straighten that wire out so that it ends up being a head pin. Isn't that nice? Pretty. Okay. I'm going to open this. Should I do it now? No. I'm going to do it after. I did this one while it was on the thing, but I'm going to do this one by itself. So then I put my green bicone on, right? And then I'm going to bend it away from where the bottom wire connects to the top. I'm going to bend it away. Bend it straight back. It's hard to grip. Okay. Now I'm going to use my bail making pliers. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I think this is 8. Let's see if I can find out. Let's see what we got. See, that's 8, so this is 7, right? And let's see about this one. So it's not 8, it's 9. Okay. That answers that question. So we're going to use the 7. So what I'm going to do is I want to wrap around the 7. So I'm going to put the 9 underneath, right? And then I'm going to pull this one. I got to make sure it's flush, and I make sure it's straight on there, because that my wire be crooked. But then I'm going to pull it close to it. it over. Okay. And then we have this. Okay, so that's what I have here. That's what I have here. This one I pulled out a little bit. So I'll pull it out a little bit, right? But what I want to do is I want to make sure that I cut it in the same spot. Uh-oh. Look what I did. I did it differently. Let me fix that. Now, see, they both go the same way. All right, so I just want to cut it the right length. So what I'll do, I know I should have done it first, but I wanted to show, is I'm going to bend here, just so that I can make sure that I'm bending in the same spot. Right, and then I can cut it off flush. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bead reamer, which has a tip that will soften this end up so that it isn't hurting anybody. Just put it on the end. I remember the name of that tip. Right. So you feel it. It still feels like it has some sticky parts. We don't want to stick anyone's ear, right? Okay, my sticky parts are gone. Right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up by twisting it. I'm going to make sure this is the front. Wait, let me see. There is a front and back on this earring, so that's the front. So when I put the earring in, I need to make sure that the hook goes towards the back. Close it. Did I do that right? Did I have an extra jump ring on there? Yeah. Yeah. I think I have an extra jump ring, do I? No, I don't have an extra jump ring. What I have is on this earring. I have it going the wrong way. That's what my problem is. What happens? So let's flip it. So there you have it. Two very sparkly pairs of pink and green earrings. There you have it. So I still have to figure out how I want to finish off this necklace. And I still have to finish this one off just using the chain. I think I'm just going to use the chain. I want to find a really beautiful clasp in the back for it. It's very colorful and nice. Finish off these earrings. I'm I'm thinking about adding a jump ring here just because this butterfly doesn't flow the way I would want it to. I might have to actually add 2, so let me see. This is before I let you go. Just hang on 1 second. Let's see. Why add 2, you might ask? It's because when I add 1, it'll shift the direction the butterfly is going in. So I'm adding 2 to make sure the butterfly is in the front. So I'm going to see how that looks. I'm still testing. With this one, you know, I won't stop until I'm completely satisfied. Oh, jeez. Let's just do this. Much easier. The pliers, because I'm having a hard time gripping it with those other ones. Okay. This other one, just to see. Maybe too much, but we don't know until we try. Okay, so let's check it. Maisha. You like to put stuff on backwards. Now you see the butterfly is a little more flowy. I think I like that better. It's cute. All right, so let's see. I didn't make these. Yeah. How does that look? It's a little long. Some people like long earrings. It's cute though. Very cute. It's unique. You won't see anybody else walking down the street with these. All right. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw today, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And then hit the notification bell so that as I am adding more videos, you can come and check me out. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.